Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the pending karmas connected with the planet Ketu. The minute I mentioned that, suddenly the dogs in my neighborhood have started barking. That could be a good omen that in this video we will be able to get deeper into the esoteric mysterious side of the planet Ketu. So guys, definitely in the previous videos we have already talked about Ketu's placement in different signs or in different houses as well. But in this video we will try to get deeper into it because see, from the past couple of weeks I'm doing a mall activity. So whenever I'm doing consultation like online, so there's always a wall between me and the clients. But when you are sitting in a public space and you are dealing with the walk-in clients and getting deeper into conversation, looking at their charts, the chart of the whole family, you definitely able to see lot many deeper layers of the functioning of the planets. And definitely guys, in all those cases which I have encountered in the past couple of weeks, where there are like some sort of autism related concerns, neurological problems, or we say this thing that irrespective of having very good combination for what you're trying to achieve, but still you're not getting answers in that specific area. So I found this thing that Ketu is somehow coming into picture. This could be that Ketu is placed in the ascendant, Ketu is connected with the ascendant lord, your moon nakshatra is like Gand moon nakshatra, Ketu is active in the dasha. So that is the only reason I thought about that in this video we will not be getting into the generic discussion on the Ketu. In this video we will try to get into the deeper esoteric mysterious side of the functioning of Ketu. Now, like the way guys, whenever in my videos I mention this word karmic, I always give a elaborative explanation of that karmic chart or karmic entanglement of planets could function either ways. This could give you success without any rational explanation, or this could keep on creating intermittent troubles in your life as well. So definitely when we will be covering Ketu's placement in all the houses, I will be telling you the good and bad aspect of the placement of Ketu in those houses as well. So for all those people who are new to astrology, so definitely Ketu's placement which is considered as the south node of moon. Ketu is a very spiritual planet. Ketu definitely gives results akin or equivalent to the planet Mars, but just because it has also got the auspiciousness of the planet Jupiter as well, because it is considered as the liberator, the chief liberator. And definitely guys, out of all the planets, Ketu is considered as the fiercest, strongest and the most mature. So let's start our discussion. Now, if you will find Ketu's placement in the first house, so definitely guys, this is a kind of a placement which will definitely give you some sort of idiosyncrasies, eccentricities or unusuality to your persona. That is the first thing. Or this could be a case that in the past lifetime you might have some sort of complexes or some sort of idealistic vision that how your personality should be, and that is the only reason in lot many cases where people keep on consistently going on with one surgery after another surgery to have those formation in their appearance. In those cases as well, you will definitely find some sort of say of Ketu in the first house. Now guys, as you know that when we talk about the first house, that in itself means your complete life. So that also tells about that native will definitely have a strong capacity to manifest some sort of unusual talents. This could be a case that, like the way guys, I've been into so many things, but the minute I got introduced to astrology, palmistry, I couldn't tell you, I never have had this much of passion for anything else in my entire life. So this could be a case that Ketu's placement in my chart has something to do with the past life where I would have been engaged in the same pursuit. So those are the cases which can manifest if you have Ketu in the first house. Some sort of idiosyncrasies, some sort of talents which could not be explained in rational words. This could be taking interest in a specific language, gaining expertise in certain field and in a very short span of time. So this could be considered as one of the attributes of Ketu's placement in the first house. But again guys, as you know that Ketu generally is responsible for deformities, some sort of limb missing in the body. So if you have Ketu placed in the first house, definitely there are like lot many things which you will be open towards. I always say this thing that if Ketu is prominent in your chart, because that is what my whenever I'm doing a reading for someone, my focal point is always to find and see the symmetry in the chart. Like the way, for example, today only when I was doing a reading for someone, it happens all the time with me. Now this guy, he was born on a 7th, his natal moon was conjunct with Ketu. So if a planet is in a dominant state, you will find its its influence in all aspects. Like definitely I saw his palm as well, I saw his numbers everywhere. I got to know about his family background and everything, strong maternal side influence and all. So definitely you will see planet speaking out its influence in someone's life. So that is something which has to do with Ketu's placement in the first house. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the second house, definitely second house tells about your finances, second house tells about your family as well. Now whatsoever is going to happen or you will experience in the matters of the second house, that will definitely have a tinge of something to do with your past as well. Now this could be a case that you were in the last lifetime, or you finished your past life being in the pursuit of the accumulation of wealth only, or you had certain sort of financial goals with which you departed the world in the past lifetime. So definitely guys, whatsoever is the state of your finances in this lifetime, that will definitely have a say with the past, because Ketu is placed in the second house. And like the way I mentioned this thing, that any deformities in your speech, any of the experiences with the family, immediate family. Now this could be that you have been taken so well care by your family members, or this could be a case that growing up in a very toxic, in a very unhealthy and in a very extreme family environment. So everything would have something to do with the past, with this placement of Ketu in your second house. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the third house, so like the way when I gave this example, that it's Ketu only which has got this information about some sort of encrypted talents which you have from the past. And third house Ketu's placement also tells about, in a way, about your relationship with your siblings as well. So this placement of Ketu will definitely create a sense of like a poetic or karmic justice in the matters of your third house. And the good part about this placement is that native will definitely have this capacity to manifest some unheard of, or without any formal training, some sort of talents which will come naturally to you, some sort of inclinations. Like I say this thing, that those who have Ketu placed in the third house, these are the people with extreme likes and dislike. So what you have strong inclination towards, or what you strictly dislike, it might have something to do with the past as well. And definitely guys, Ketu's placement is such a placement where you should be very truthful, you should be very loyal, specifically when it comes down to staying loyal to your word. Like the way we say this thing, that other planets can still forgive or let you go, but when it comes down to Ketu, or it's Ketu's justice, native might have to take birth after birth, but Ketu never forget, Ketu never forgive. So if you have Ketu placed in your third house, so your commitments have to be taken very seriously. And second of all, some sort of unusual talents which might have something to do with the past, and also with the brothers as well, because in lot many cases I have seen this thing, that either native has got complete accountability, responsibility of the whole family, or with Ketu strong in your third house, you are the youngest sibling in the family. So it can manifest results in so many ways, but definitely your talent, your prowess, your likes and dislikes will have some taste of your past pending karma as well. Now guys, when we talk about the fourth house, so definitely guys, this is a kind of a placement which definitely native in the past lifetime will be very much inclined towards, or being in the pursuit of accumulation of things. This could be because it's the fourth house only which tells about comforts, all sort of security and stability in the life, concerns of the housing as well. And because Ketu's placement is in the fourth house, so that also tells about that state of equilibrium, that state of peace is something which your soul has been craving for, striving for from past so many lifetimes. And generally those people who have Ketu placed in the fourth house, like in lot many cases I have seen this thing, that whenever life starts becoming very hard on them. These are among those people who will say, oh my god, I feel like leaving everything behind, going to mountains, going to forest, leaving everything. I cannot handle it, I cannot take it anymore. So these are those people who have got very strong Ketu placed in the 4th house, and if the overall chart is not supporting to it, is not falling in line with it. And definitely guys, your relationship with your mother and some sort of deep unspoken emotions can be seen manifesting in a very eccentric, unusual way as this placement of Ketu in your 4th house. And generally guys, because in lot many cases it has happened that people who whenever they go to any places, they get that degree and sense of deja vu, that degree and sense of feeling of that it's like some sort of hunches and instincts whenever you go to any places, and all those like the vibes of any place, because these days I'm also learning Vastu as well. So whenever they come to any place or they meet someone, these are among those people, they get the vibes very strongly. Like if with Ketu placed in the 4th house, you are living in a afflicted home. This could be that you shifted to a place, before you there have been much violence which used to happen there, the land and the house is completely in contradiction with the Vastu principles, then this native is going to suffer the most who has Ketu placed in the 4th house, because Ketu in itself means that your connection with the nature. So yes guys, this is about Ketu's placement in the 4th house. Now when we talk about Ketu's placement in the 5th house, definitely guys, because 5th house also tells about the mantra sadhana, 5th house also tells about your East Devata as well. So Ketu's placement in the 5th house definitely tells about, it will definitely give you a very sharp intellect, and some sort of talents from the past will come very natural to you. With this kind of placement, generally it has been seen that if native is going to be living a very spiritually oriented lifestyle, he can actually accomplish a lot. Second thing guys which I want to say over here is that because if you have Ketu placed in the 5th house, it becomes very important to abide by a very disciplined life, because whatsoever is gonna happen in terms of your experiences with your education, your experiences with the progeny will definitely have something to do with the past as well. Now this could be a case that, like in lot many cases, people who have to they have the responsibility of children with special needs or any of the concerns of autism in the family and all. So that is the kind of combinations which I have seen where parents have somehow Ketu placed in the 5th house. Again guys, I mentioned that the Ketu's placement is like a double-edged sword. If your actions have been good, Ketu is also responsible for hoisting your flag. Ketu is also responsible for giving you a very successful male progeny as well. So whatsoever has been your experiences in the matters of the 5th house, you might be from the past so many lifetimes, you might be in this pursuit of. Now definitely with this kind of placement, if you have got some specific liking towards a specific god, any specific form of teaching, it might have something to do with the past. That is all can be said with Ketu's placement in the 5th. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the 6th house, definitely guys, your past lifetime might have been exhausted fighting with enemies. That is the first thing which we can say. Now guys, in not many cases it has been seen that I was watching this documentary, and I still remember when I was going through my palmistry course, my teacher only, he was very enlightened being, and this respectful sir, he looking at someone's palm said this thing, because I still remember the chart, astrological chart of that person as well, whose palm my teacher read, and he mentioned this thing that okay, you might have been a healer in the past lifetime, and you might have died in the past lifetime trying to save someone, trying to save someone's life. So that sort of talents specifically which has to do with the herbs, which has to do with medicine, which has to do with the healing. But again guys, Ketu is a double-edged sword. Like in all those cases, which in extreme cases, people in whose case because of the infection of the medication, wrong prescription of the medication, some severe damage happened to the body. That is also responsible because of Ketu's role in the 6th house. And definitely some sort of fighting spirit, which or some sort of challenges and dealing with enemies is something which your soul was dealing with in the past lifetime, because of which in this lifetime your journey will start with this kind of placement of Ketu placed in your 6th house. Again guys, lot many people say this thing that in the last lifetime where Rahu is placed, now in this lifetime your Ketu is placed, the axis get reversed. I do not completely support that fact, because I have seen that it's the Ketu only which has got strong connection with the past. And I would say this thing that definitely it's Ketu's placement only which makes us very much subjected to the karmic justice and some sort of idiosyncrasies. A thin line, a thin kind of thread with which our soul is connected with the past has got more to do with Ketu's placement. So I'm not a very strong believer or advocate of this fact that the axis got reversed, but yes, wheresoever Ketu is placed, your soul is somehow entangled and connected with the past lifetime with that alignment. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the 7th house, so beyond doubt guys, in the past lifetime as well, you have this inclination towards, or your life might have been, your actions and your karma might have been exhausted being in the pursuit of doing something good in the lines of your business, your commercial goals, your commercial aspiration, and something to do with the concerns of the matrimonial life. Now guys, it's a crystal clear case. Now I do not have to say anything over here. Rather, if you have this placement, you have to write it in the comment section. Is it like you are a bachelor, even at you are already in your 40s, or your relationship have never worked out, you have so many heart breakups, or this could be a case that you are in a very perfect matrimonial bond with your partner who is very spiritual, very intuitive. So that is something, it's a matter of research which you have to contribute or cooperate with me. So write it in the comment section, because with this placement of Ketu in the 7th house, definitely there are like lot many possibilities which you remain open towards. Lifelong bachelors have also been seen with this very extreme kind of like all those matrimonial cases where people get into very fierce court battles has been seen with this kind of placement. And again guys, when it comes down to the commercial aspect, definitely there like some sort of peculiar talent or trait with which you will be born with when you have Ketu placed in the 7th. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the 8th house, it is the most esoteric and mysterious. Now definitely this also tells about that the past lifetime might have been spent in the worship of entities which are not very typical godly. Now I beg to differ over here, because definitely when we talk about all the divine and the religious entities, they have more to do with the 5th house, they have more to do with the 9th house. But when we reach the 8th house, it has got more to do with the spirits and tantra and these kind of esoteric left hand path sort of worship and austerities. But the good part is that if you have Ketu placed in the 8th house, you might already be in a very advanced stage in kind of propitiating or pleasing a specific god. Either you would have either there is already a blessing of a god or guardian angel or your departed ancestor on your head, or you are very close to it in that journey, in that pursuit. So I would say that in this regard, some sort of esoteric healing talents in your hands. Regarding that front, this could be a very good placement. But again guys, when we talk about 8th house connected, like unpredictability, uncertainty, scandals, defamation. So again, Ketu's placement over here only will give this answer. Results are going to be extreme with this placement of Ketu over here. So if you have always been subjected to some sort of allegation without doing anything, some sort of stigma to your name, then it might have something to do with the past as well. Like being a victim is something which is typically completely written with this placement of Ketu. But again, for a rational mind, you might not have explanation, but for a spiritually elevated person, this placement has definitely to do something with something not very healthy done by you in the past lifetime. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu's placement in the 9th house, again guys, it is a very good combination in this regard, that your past life has been spent devoted to some cause. Your past life has been devoted to pleasing some sort of heavenly divine entity. And definitely guys, higher wisdom, capacity to inspire the world with some sort of extraordinary talents. Like this is a kind of a placement where Ketu performs very good whenever it is somehow coming in contact with anything which has to do with the Jupiter. So like the way I mentioned this thing, there are like those cases like where people learn astrology, they solve other people's problem, and there are those people who have got this siddhi. So this is those sort of kind of placement where with your exceptional extraordinary talents which you have been in the pursuit from the past so many lifetimes, you have this capacity to help, heal and inspire the world. And again guys, your experiences with your father, your natural taste, inclination will definitely have something to do with your past lifetime and your past lifetime actions as well. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 10th house, which definitely tells about your public image, 10th house also tells about your profession as well. So Ketu's placement over here will definitely give you a clear cut answer. Ketu can be seen as a hoisted flag. So like I always say this thing, that Ketu's placement in the 10th house and 11th house can make you best in your chosen field. So in whichever field you are earning a name, whatsoever has been your encounters so far in your professional life, have you been in those situations where every time you start to get stabilized in a job and suddenly in a blink of an eye you lose your job? Or is it a case that you are seen as a very respected role model in your chosen field and people respect you a lot because of some sort of specific talent which you possess? So whatsoever is going to be happening in the matters of your 10th house, and the good part over here is that you have already earned it from the past so many lifetimes. This sort of throne and recognition and being in the limelight is something that your past life was exhausted and your journey in the past lifetime got finished in the pursuit of the same only. Now guys, when we talk about the 11th house, definitely 11th house Ketu's placement, your relationship and your experiences with your elder siblings, the kind of desires with which you are born. Again guys, this is a kind of a placement which can give all sort of results. It all comes down to the overall planetary placement. With this kind of placement, how good Jupiter is placed, how good Saturn is placed, what is the condition of the Ketu's dispositor. But that will definitely tell about like all those people like who tend to become like completely blind in the pursuit of the power for the fulfillment of their wishes and desires. This could lead you towards there as well. Your experiences, your encounters with the elder siblings, with the friends as well, that might have also something to do with Ketu's placement in the 11th house. So whatsoever idiosyncrasies, eccentricities native is going to have in terms of your desires, in terms of the goals which you have set for yourself, your experiences in the group setting might have something to do with the past as well. Like you join any group and you find it very easy to blend in, or you have always been seen as a outcast, as an outlaw, and you always find it difficult to blend in. So everything has to do with the past as well. But again guys, for the attainment of position and being in the peak of your field, this is a very supportive placement. And lastly guys, if you have Ketu placed in the 12th house, so definitely guys, when we talk about the 12th house, which has everything to do with the hidden aspect of the life. So this is among those placements where people have spent their past so many lifetimes, or specifically your past life was spent in the exploration and discovery of the unknown. And again guys, this is a kind of a placement where any of the hunches, instincts, or any of the extrasensory perception which you will have, any of the likings which you will have, it might have something to do with the entities which you have invoked from the past lifetime as well. So again guys, the good and bad of this placement in this lifetime will manifest in this way that have you been subjected to all those kind of expenses which happened in a very sudden way, or this could be a case that you have got very strong instinct as well. So everything might have something to do with your past lifetime as well. When we talk about goodness of Ketu's placement in the 12th house, instincts, your capacity to sacrifice everything for a cause, and that sort of heightened extrasensory perception. And when we talk about the flaw side of this placement of Ketu in your 12th house, then definitely guys, all sort of like betrayals and life forcing you to live in isolation. Like a lot many times you have chosen a field where irrespective of whether you like it or not, but you have always remained isolated. Life has actually made you like a nomad in isolation, and you have always struggled with forming bond with people. So that might have something to do with this placement of Ketu in the 12th house. But again guys, the good part is that this sort of enjoying that isolation and using it for your own awakening is something, the art of that has been mastered from past lifetime as well. Like the way, like there are those people who find it very difficult to be left alone, and there are those people who want to be alone and they want to use this time for their meditation, for the acquisition of knowledge, rather than getting into the drama of the life. So whatsoever your experiences have been, that might have been something regarding which your soul has been in the preparation of that from the past lifetime as well. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyawad.